Here at the 2015 Tour de France, we see all sorts of specialty bikes. Aero bikes for the flat stages and the sprinters, and then we have the climbing bikes of the GC favorites. Here are our top 5 climbing bikes of the Tour de France. Debuting their new colorway for the Tour de France, AG2R La Mondiale have been left alone this year to fly the flag for SRAM, but the focus is Alco Max. Physique provides the cockpit and saddle, with Look rounding out the third contact point of the pedals. Although officially a Schwalbe-sponsored team, AG2R has been racing on Continental tubulars, a fact mechanics did a pretty good job of hiding. The not often seen Zip 202s are Bardet's choice over the more common 303s. Underlining this bike's status is a climbing specialist. With companies wanting to use the Tour to show off new kit, tech, and colors, BMC have also given their team a new 2016 colorway, though the change is not quite as obvious as AG2R's. Van Garderen has had a stellar year so far and is hoping for a podium finish in Paris on board his Team Machine SLR01. We spoke to BMC mechanic Ian Sherburne, who was keen to point out that everything on this bike is as standard and stock as possible.
We try not to get too trick with things because that's sort of old bike shop saying, trick parts, trick problems. So for us, it's like keep everything as sort of systematic, as easy and predictable as possible. So for the mechanics and for the riders, there's sort of never a doubt or a question about the integrity of the material or the setup or anything like that.
Van Garderen has opted for comfort over weight with the padded Physique Aliante VSX saddle, which has a heavily sculpted cutout. Another somewhat rare sight are the spacers beneath the 3T stem, further demonstrating Tejay's desire for comfort while racing. Touted as the ultimate do-everything bike, the Pinarello Dogma F8 that Chris Froome is hoping to ride to glorious victory has proven that it can handle itself in the high mountains as well as the hustle and bustle of the sprints. Aside from the pretty standard setup of Shimano's Dura-Ace Di2, C50 wheels, Pro Finishing Kit, and Physique Antara saddle, the only customizations that we spotted were the stripped-down climbing shifters positioned on the right side of the handlebars, and Froome's preferred asymmetric chainring setup. Details are scarce at the moment, but we also spotted this prototype stage's power meter, because there's no better way to test a prototype than at the sharp end of the world's biggest race. We couldn't quite decide on who was the shortest man at this year's Tour de France, but Nairo Quintana was one of the first names that sprang to mind, and his Canyon Ultimate CF SLX, which he rode to victory at last year's Giro d'Italia, doesn't do anything to dispel that. It's almost comically small. His 41 centimeter wide alloy handlebars hang low enough that the drops are level with the Continental rubber that's glued onto the glossy Campagnolo Bora Ultra 50 wheels. We're pretty sure Physique would have given Quintana a brand new saddle, but he's obviously attached to this well-used and battle-weary Antares. Power2 Max provide wattage data and are clearly still riding high on Quintana's Giro victory with this customized power meter housing. No top 5 of the best climbing bikes would be complete without Alberto Contador's specialized S-Works Tarmac. Contador's Tarmac has a suitably exclusive paint job, ensuring his domestiques can easily find him on the lead up to the high mountains. Interestingly, Contador has opted for a mechanical group rather than the pro favorite electronic Di2. FSA provide the chain rings and reliable finishing kit. Power measuring duties are taken care of by the costly but ultra reliable SRM, with a low profile Pro Logo saddle to keep the overall weight down.